Long gone are the days when games used to be enjoyed purely for their mechanics and simple pleasure of guiding a generic avatar from point A to point B. Sure, a thriving indie scene has ensured that those games continue to flourish today, but the medium has proven to be as adept as telling one hell of a story. So in this video, we'll be talking about the top 5 games with amazing storyline of all time. But before going further into the video, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the notification bell icon to not miss any update from us. So now let's get into the video. Number 5. The Last of Us. Where most tales of this type are made of good guys and bad guys, heroic challenges and redemptive resolutions, The Last of Us has none of these things. Instead, it has reality. Protagonist Joel is no hero, neither are his friends. No one at the start of the game is even likable. They are just broken people trying to survive a broken world by any means necessary. The eventual change in Joel is a gradual one, forged by the subtle evolution of his relationship with Ellie, as well as various pockets of humanity and brutality discovered along their journey. Through delicate, fragile interactions with each other, most often subtly supported by gameplays, both characters change and evolve almost imperceptibly. Yet by the end of the game, they and their relationships are completely unrecognizable. Their story comes with no neatly gift-wrapped solutions, but that is exactly why you'll care and ultimately be more affected by The Last of Us than any other action game. Epic and apocalyptic scenarios, small and intimate human stories, that's why it works and that's why it will stay with you. Number 4. What Remains of Edith Finch. It's hard to tell exactly why What Remains of Edith Finch's story is so utterly amazing without ruining it entirely. But that's just part of its charm. The less you know about it, the better it is. Set aside a Sunday afternoon and play it through in one setting, and trust me, you won't regret it. What I can tell you is that it's a collection of stories about what happened to the members of one family. Each one is told using a different gameplay style, and the way they play out is as inventive as the story themselves. This type of story is interactive storytelling at its finest level. Number 3. BioShock. BioShock is the first-person shooting game set in 1960s. The player guides the protagonist Jack after his plane crashed in the ocean near the bathysphere terminus that leads to the underwater city of Rapture. Built by Andrew Ryan, the city was intended to be an isolated utopia, but the discovery of Adam, a genetic material which can be used to grant superhuman powers, initiated the city's turbulent decline. Jack tries to find a way back to escape, fighting through hordes of Adam-obsessed enemies and the iconic Deadly Big Daddies, while engaging with few sane humans that remain and eventually learn Rapture's past. The player as Jack is able to defeat foes in a number of ways by using weapons and by turning Rapture's own defenses against them. BioShock includes elements of roleplay games, giving the player different approaches in engaging enemies such as by stealth, as well as moral choices of saving or killing characters. Additionally, the game and biopunk theme borrows concept from survival horror genre. Number 2. Her Story. It's clear from the very beginning that her story is about finding a killer, but as you watch more clips of testimony from the prime suspect, you realize that there's more effort than just murder most foul. Her Story is an indie game darling of 2015, and quite frankly the praise and accolades are totally deserved. It's another game that tells its story through player's choice, but those decisions are more than just selections on a dialogue wheel. Each person who plays Her Story will experience the plot differently, because it's entirely told in short videos that you find by searching keywords in a database of police evidence. Depending on what queries you make, you might be able to tease out different holes in the alibi given by the suspect that guide your next search, and so every person charts their own path to finding out the truth. The narrative is plenty compelling when you watch the clips in order, but the circuitous path Her Story sets you on makes it one of the best examples of how games can tell a story. Number 1. Silent Hill 2. There's a sinister genius to the storytelling in Silent Hill 2. It starts off as a mysterious love story. James Sunderland is searching for his wife after receiving a letter from her 1 year after her death. It then ends up as something far darker and far more serious. Silent Hill 2 tells its intricate story on multiple levels. While the spoken narrative leaves you in little doubt about what kind of man James Sunderland is, the way you play and interact with the world also has an impact. Spend the game at half health, for example, and you'll get a different ending, because your lack of regard for his health tells the game that you think James is suicidal. Symbolism also plays a big role. Every disgusting creature in the game is a manifestation of James' twisted psyche, physical representation of his sexual hang-ups and guilt. By the end, you'll have lost every shred of empathy you had with the game's protagonist. How often do you get to play an entire horror game before discovering you are the real monster?
these